What's up, y'all? I got something different for you today, and basically it's my 2K share scenario for the off season. It's not gonna be perfect, but I do know like guys who do these rebuilds, they like to have everything up to date, and it's hard to find one out there with the base 2K roster. So I went through and I have things about as accurate as I think I probably could. There are gonna be some things wrong. Most of the draft picks should be picked at the right spot, but then like future seconds and some future firsts are gonna be a little off, just because of future trades and like 2K not letting us do trades with like the 2030s picks yet. A few guys weren't in the draft class I used, so I had to go and download them, and then by doing that it made sure that where they were drafted went to undrafted. So for example, it's only a few second round picks, so like this Salu Niang, who was a late pick in this year's draft, it says undrafted now because I went through and had to download him, but most everything should be right. I think I got players where they ended up. Just by trying to do this, it was a little confusing in some areas. So also jersey numbers from trades aren't going to be correct. I didn't go through and do that, so that'll be something if that matters to you to go do yourself. Coaches I believe are up to date as of now, but since I wanted to get through the draft, you have to go past staff signing. So like a team like the Knicks, who doesn't have a coach yet, they have a coach. Just from a report, they were looking at James Borrego. I just made him their coach, but like also you'll go and see that the Nuggets have David Adelman, the Suns have Jordan Ott. The only one I couldn't go through and fire, just personally, I didn't want Greg Popovich to be fired and then end up being signed by somebody else, so he'll retire in a year or two, and if that really matters to you, you can make Mitch Johnson the coach. I'm trying to think of who else got fired. I think there was somebody else. I'm drawing a blank. Obviously Taylor Jenkins during the season. This is who they have currently. I don't know if they're looking for a new coach, but I just kept him. But yeah, so I went through painstakingly, went through all the draft picks. They are in the right spots. Also just a few of the bigger injuries I did go through and set, but since this is in moratorium, you will have to go sign like a guy like Kyrie Irving. He is injured right now. If we just look at the point guards, Kyrie is out. It'll be out till about February. I think I did like 200 days. The Celtics are going to be without Jason Tatum for this whole next season. It looks like he's out, as well as Tyrese Halliburton for the Pacers. There's probably some more I'm missing. I'm not 100% perfect at this, but I did do those. Those I think are the big ones that I could think of off the top of my head. And then all the draft picks are on the right team except for one, Rasheer Fleming. The Suns were giving me so much trouble because at first I didn't think to turn off financial trade rules, so I just released him. And then if you are the Suns and you want Rasheer Fleming, you do have to go and sign him. He's in free agency, and I think I actually threw him an offer in the share scenario. Yeah, so he's here, he's unrestricted, but I did throw an offer with the Suns. So if you are them, or if you want this as realistic as possible, you do have to go through and get him. And then a couple other things you'll notice, obviously like a team like the Magic have their updated jerseys, but then I also went through, I hate the courts in 2K. I don't know if this is something other people feel, and it's not so much 2K's fault but it's more so an NBA problem. The courts to me are so bright and ugly. I guess this is a personal thing, and it might bother some people that I did this in this share file, but you don't have to download mine. I went through, every team has pretty much a custom court. I think the only teams I excluded were like the Celtics. The Lakers also, I gave them like custom jerseys that I found on the 2K share. Obviously not everybody's gonna love that, but they're very simple fixes if they bother you. So Brooklyn, I gave them the blue and red colorway. At the very least, it gives my league a unique feel, I think, so I think that's cool. But I'll just show you an example of like one of these custom courts. Here's the Pacers one. I think it looks pretty good. It reminds me a lot of like the 2013 era, Paul George, David West, Roy Hibbert era, George Hill, Lance. My favorite team, the Pistons, looks like this, very reminiscent of that era for them as well. So yeah, I think that about covers it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. I will also show you the name of this scenario, or how to get it. I'll show you how to get it real quick. So if you do want to download this, I'll also have this in the description of the video, but basically you go to my NBA 2K share, my 2K share scenarios, and you'll hit search. And the easiest way to do this is just going to be to go by online ID, and my online ID is RayP1015, and it should be the first one to pop up, my off season, and that'll take you here to this screen, and you'll get to see, pick your team, whatever. Couple more things I feel like I should cover, because I know a lot of people don't like certain share scenarios because of this. All of this is still on. I did look up a decent settings list from a guy on YouTube. I forget the name, but it's one of the first that come up, and this is what he had his stuff set at, and it's what I've been playing on for a little while now. Makes it at least a little better. It's not perfect for sure, but like a guy like Paul George, who is now an 83 overall, he isn't stupid enough to think that he gets 40 million in free agency. He still wants a pretty hefty price tag, but it's better. A guy like Kyle Kuzma only 13, Vooch only 19. So there is like definitely a difference in what players are expecting to get in free agency, and I think that makes it a lot more fun for me, at least. Other things to note, I did make sure to put financial trade rules back on. All of this stuff is set to off. So again, if you do download this, I do recommend looking through all these settings, seeing what you care about, what you want different. For like a guy like me, I would say I always like to turn my draft class quality down. Right now I have it at a 40. Some people don't like that. I don't like to play with team chemistry, progressive fatigue, but some people do. So all these things, just take a look at before you get in. And yeah, I think that about covers it. Yeah. So, and if we do get like some years, we get some 2K cyber faces from like rookies getting put into the my team modes. I think a couple years ago we got like the Thompson twins, and if those get uploaded, I will go through and put those players in, or those are like pretty simple fixes for you to do on your own. So anyways, I think that about covers it for me. Any questions, feel free to ask in the comments, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.